Good morning, flower friends. Happy Valentine's Day. Let's check out what we have this week. Ooh, I love this palette. This is a really fun take on one of my favorite Valentine's Day arrangements we have on our site in a completely different color palette. It's our Bay arrangement. And it's kind of a modern, contemporary, maybe it's a better way to phrase that, take on that old school carnations and baby's breath. And if you've ruled out carnations and baby's breath, maybe take another look. This arrangement kind of flips that old-fashioned look on its head, and I love this painted baby's breath. It just makes it really edgy and fun and different. So we should have some of this. This also dries really well. So when you're done with your arrangement, feel free to take this out. You could even break it into smaller pieces, or maybe you'll have a piece that comes off naturally. And again, maybe put it in a bud vase. I love making companion arrangements to go with my weekly design. You'll also have pale pink carnations. Mine are still fully closed. These last absolutely forever. And they originally were grown in the Midwest. So that's actually, if you think back to the red carnation look in the 20s and 30s, they were grown here in the Midwest, and that's kind of where that like red carnation on the lapel thing started. So I say give carnations a chance, but they're not for everybody. Oh, we have our blue delphinium, and this is just gonna kind of call out the blues in our gypsophilium and contrast really well with the lavender. And then we have our roses, 3 big, beautiful roses. I have Mondial roses. It sounds like maybe if you're in Detroit, you're gonna get pink roses. They may look a little bit different than mine, but they'll be nice and big and pretty. Mondials have kind of this really creamy pink color to them. But on the outside, before they're prepped, they have a little bit of a greenish tinge. So we'll pull those guard petals off when we're designing with them. But I kind of like to watch the color of the rose change as it fully opens up and really displays that gorgeous, palest blush center. So let's start with our our baby's breath. Gypsophilium is the other name, scientific name of this foliage. I've got 3 stems, and it tends to be quite branchy, so we can get a good amount out of our baby's breath. And if you were to take a piece of this today and just put it into an empty vase without water, it would dry really beautifully. The buds will shrink up just a little bit. This is kind of a tie-dye vibe going for it. So find those joints and let's stem split these, and then we can begin to feather in our gypsophilium. I'm using our mason jar today. I just love it when people play around with different vases, but I'm gonna stick with the mason. So I'm just gonna start filling out this vase a little bit with some low pieces. So I'll probably do like 3 little shorties, sort of fill out that middle of the vase, create some structure. As we've got some branchy pieces, those stems will start to interlock. Pretty even disbursement, so kind of boom, 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 1, 2, 3. You can add in some taller pieces. Now here's where you can have fun and get a little creative with your shapes if you'd like to. If you're someone that likes a more low lush style, cut that little guy off. You could keep everything low and even. I'm gonna just build out a little more height since we've got a good amount of this breath. So pretty right in the sunlight here. You can really see all those dappled colors. So again, you could go low, you could add some height. Maybe you want to do a little up and away moment. I think I'm gonna do one more. Gypsy Feeling really gives an uber feminine vibe to me personally, I think. And again, I love that play on what once was boring and traditional and completely just flipping it on its head. So even this is just really pretty puff of beautiful cloud of painted baby's breath. Let's add our linears next. So pull out your Delphinium. Belladonna is the name of this one. It's a hybrid Delphinium. So you'll find this in the wild. It's in the Larkspur family, but it looks a little bit different than what we get grown commercially. It's a little more solid. These press beautifully. And then I'm gonna kind of build my shape. Whoops, it happens sometimes. When you try to pull something out, I can pull the whole arrangement out. Put our linears in there, floating. May want to do a little shorty in the front. Add a little belly button flower. For flowers like Delphinium that maybe have a little bit of a drape to them, I'll try to play to that shape. It's almost like this just beautiful blue, like a clear blue sky popping right out. And add a little to the back too. So I've got, again, I like triangles and odd numbers, so I love when I get an odd number of linears. You can also play around with the heights, so maybe you have a short Delphinium, medium, tall, and a lot of times we'll want to connect the layers. So if you've got a really short low layer and some tall pieces, you want to fill in this negative space and sort of connect these two layers. Let's add our roses next. Pretty typical treatment for our roses. Pull off the foliage. These are not too thorny, but if you get a thorny rose, my little trick is to just push on the side of that stem, and it'll pop the rose off without you actually having to prick yourself. Here in our studio we have rose strippers that quickly run all the way down the length of the rose, and we'll pull off all the leaves and the stems. So look at my center of my rose. Okay, so check out the outer petals. These are the guard petals, and they're a little different for different roses. So some guard petals are a little greener, more discolored than others. You could even just reflex them out if you'd like. I'm gonna pull mine off in a second, but I want to show this technique. If your rose is old enough, if it's really tightly closed, this is difficult, but you can kind of pop open the petal with your thumb right at the base, and it creates this kind of garden rose, California look to it, and that'll expose really pretty blush pink. So maybe play around with reflexing if you'd like. You could also let it open naturally. Kind of like to reflex it a little bit and then close it up, so it's just a little more open. Trim this a bit. Add my little belly button flower, kind of low here. Ooh, gorgeous. Nestled right in that cloud of sky blue. So this pink really pops open. So again, either take off your guard petals. This is what protects the rose from damage as it's growing and as it's getting to you in the transport process. And then maybe try reflexing the petals. So work your way around. You want to do this really gently because it can tear the petal. And sometimes if your rose is just too tight, too fresh, it'll be hard to reflex because you'll tear. It's just ever so slight scent. It also almost smells like tea to me. Sort of a tea scent to it. And that reflex rose is just really gorgeous and dramatic. Look at that. So this is our reflex rose. I popped this one close again, just to kind of show you the difference. Probably gonna reflex this one too. But if you do see any browning on the outer petals, that's really normal. We just want to take off that outer layer, just like we do spray roses. Most roses will get that treatment, pulling off the outer layer. I'm gonna blow that open. Oh, so creamy. Get my other rose in there. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, I'm gonna reflex this one open again. So I've got all of them open, but I wanted to show you the difference. We are still in full Valentine's Day mode here at the studio. It's such a fun time of year when there's so much going on. Our studio is absolutely full of designers in every city, whether you're in Milwaukee, Detroit, Chicago. Oh, wow. Last but not least, our carnations. Pull off these little leaves here. All these little guys that work all the way down. This is a dianthus. You can tell by the notched stem. Most dianthus have these little leaves too. And mine are still closed, mostly. This one's starting to open. And it's really that true baby pink. So you could just gently go in and open it up. Carnations are pretty resilient and sturdy, so they're gonna be okay if you open them up. And then let these kind of float up and out so they have some room to expand, or again, just maybe push back the outer petals just a little bit, and they'll start to fully open up. Maybe one more right here. Here we go. All right. Ooh, look at her. She is pink and fluffy. Really just reminding you of those beautiful blue cloud summer days, spring and summer days that are headed our way soon. Well, I hope you enjoyed making this really gorgeous blue and pink arrangement. Enjoy it this week. Please post on Instagram. I'd love to see what you've made. Tag us at Flowers for Dreams. Don't forget to change your water, and I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.